Sub 75-minute half marathon. So 4 days after Goodwood half marathon and the sub 75 run, 2-minute PB. Legs are still struggling quite a lot. Quads are really quite sore still. So going to go over the race, how it went, and my thoughts and opinions on it. So it went pretty well. So so on the day we rocked up probably a little bit late. We were about 20 minutes before the race was due to kick off. So we did a quick queue for the loo like we do, and then a really short 5-minute run, couple of strides in there at about half marathon pace or a little bit faster, and then we made our way to the start line. Obviously at the moment socially distanced, we had to get on our cone and queue up. We kind of weaseled our way forward towards the front end because we were a bit late to the start. So yeah, and the race got underway, and the plan was to go out at 75-minute pace really, or give ourselves a shot at running that, sub 75 minutes. Confident that I would be able to run slower than 75 pace to start with and then pick it up towards the back end. So went out pretty hard. So I went through 5k at 17:25, so we were under, so that's 5:37-minute miling, or just under 3:30 per kilometre pace. Didn't feel too bad actually. There was a real stiff headwind breeze on one part of the course. I mean, it's a loop, Goodwood, but there was a part where you had a little climb up around a corner and then you went right into the teeth of the wind, and it was noticeably slower than them Ks, and those miles going through there were noticeably slower. Didn't feel too bad at that point, and then we carried on, pushed on. Went through 10k at 34:52, so that was still about the same pace. We'd kept that initial 10k still under 3:30 per kilometre pace, and it was at that point I had a bit of a wobble coming round for one of our laps. I didn't feel great. I felt a little bit sick. I was just struggling with that a little bit. And the little group we had, there was a guy that was just tucked in behind me and Adam, and I just tried to stay sort of on Adam's shoulder. The chit chat stopped really. We weren't talking loads, but the odd sentences. And that lap I really found it really difficult, so I was just sort of clinging in there, just trying to tick the laps off really. We had 3 to go at that point, so got around that lap again, started the next one, still struggling really, all the way up to about 9 miles, and then I felt a little bit better again and kind of got back with the program a little bit. Went through 10 miles at 56:48, so just over 3:32 per kilometre pace. So it was a really good pace we were still on. That's a 10-mile PB by a minute or so for me as well. So good, and I was feeling all right at the 10-mile point, and then funny, just another couple of k later, so 11.5 miles, 18.5k, we had a mile and a half, 10 minutes to run at that point, and just felt like the wheels fell off a bit. Just felt like I went into a pot of treacle, and the legs, I was really struggling to hold any kind of pace. Into the wind it dropped massively off, and there was a lot of slow runners out on the course, 5k, 10k people, a lot of weaving and winding. I was just waiting for that last mile marker, and didn't look at the watch. I didn't want to know how close I was going to be to breaking or not breaking the 75 if it was going to be the case. So I didn't look at the watch and got to the final corner, and then tried to do the sprint finish like you normally do, and didn't really have any change of pace at all. But crossed the line, my watch said 74:44, quietly confident that I was had enough margin of error, if it was a few seconds out, that I broke the 75 minutes. The official result was 1:14:43, so it was a second quicker than my watch, which was good. And yeah, really pleased. Obviously, when you run a PB, you leave it all on the line because you've never run that fast before, and especially sub 75, it's something that I never thought, you know, I'd be capable of, really, because that was faster than 5k pace a few years ago. So really pleased with that. But there's a little bit of me, because I did have that wobble that last 10 minutes where I did, you know, dropped off fairly significantly considering the rest of the race. That, you know, there's probably another minute there on an ideal day, maybe still conditions, a better lead up week as well. I had not a great week coming into it, so I think there's probably another minute there. There might be a 73 something, so that's encouraging, but I'm not in any rush to do another sub 75 minute half marathon off of less than 40 miles a week. So it's a good return on investment there, I think, for hours put in. Great start to the year 2021, first race, PB. Hopefully can back it up with a couple more this year at some point. Right, thanks for watching. Goodwood, 5 laps, it's tough.